Hello, good people. Welcome to Raw Vegan Rising. My name is Shane Sterling. How are you wonderful, lovely, amazing people doing today? Thanks for being here on this video with me. I wanted to talk about things that I lost when I went raw vegan. We always talk about things that we gain, health and vitality, vibrancy. Well, what did I lose? What were some of the things that I lost on my raw vegan journey? Let's talk about it.
Is this what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better.
All right, the first thing I wanted to talk about was waste. I lost about 28 pounds of waste out of my GI tract. It's said that the average person has between 11 and 30 pounds of waste inside of their GI tract at any given time. Now that could be a combination of just meals that you've eaten that are in there, or it could be old waste that is backed up that has been in there for decades. And oftentimes when we have problems, health problems and conditions that we don't understand, like skin inflammation or gut issues or yeast overgrowth or bacteria and things going on, it can be because we have waste in our GI tract that's been in there for decades that can be poisoning our blood, and that is creating all these kinds of problems. So getting the waste out of our body is absolutely key. So when I first went raw vegan, I did a 40-day juice fast. And during that 40 days, I lost about 28 pounds of weight. And not all of that was body fat, because I was weighing myself on the scale every day. My body fat didn't go down that much. I lost some weight. I got, thin through the neck, and I did lose some body fat, but not that much, maybe 5 pounds. So I estimated maybe I lost, 22 to 25 pounds of actual physical waste inside of my GI tract, which is incredible. And I saw it coming out because I had mucoid plaque come out during my juice fast. I had all kinds of other waste come out. And I'll tell you, there's nothing as amazing as feeling the cleansing of our bowels all the way. When we go the distance and we clean out our bowels all the way, and that is a completely cleaned out digestive system, it feels amazing. I highly recommend it. I couldn't recommend it enough. In fact, I do recommend it as the first stage of healing whatever disease, whatever ailment you've got. You got to get those bowels moving. So losing waste is one of the great things about a raw vegan diet, that we can actually lose something that we want to lose, right? Another thing that I lost was that puffy look, puffy here, puffy in the cheeks, puffy in the neck, really slimmed down. My cheekbones came back. In fact, I started to get compliments like out at the mall and stuff. I mean, literally, I had like this teenager come up to me and tell me I looked like whatever celebrity. I don't know. I get different celebrities here and there. But yeah, losing that puffy look where my cheekbones came back. I used to have really distinct cheekbones as a teenager and in my 20s. And then, in my 30s, I did go back to eating animal products and, lost my way. And so I'm not proud of it, but I am the first to admit that the time going back to animal products taught me more about how to be a vegan than my time as a vegan. Because I went back to animal products for about 10 years. And when I came back to being vegan, oh my goodness, I was more inspired, more motivated, more knowledgeable. It was like those 10 years of eating animal products taught me truly how to be a vegan. And it was amazing. It was amazing. So losing that puffy look when I went back to being vegan, plant-based, and focusing on raw food this time was one of the best things that could have happened to me. I mean, it made me feel like myself again, and getting compliments out in public from strangers that you look like celebrities with your cut cheekbones. Oh yeah, my goodness. That's so fun. So that's something that's fun to lose, right? Puffiness and extra body fat. Another thing I lost was chronic skin inflammation and tendonitis in my joints. So during that 10 years where I was eating animal products, I had developed a chronic skin inflammation issue called seborrheic dermatitis. It's kind of like eczema, or, it's like one of those issues that you get that's a mystery that there's no cure for, there's no cause for, the doctors can't help you. everybody online says to put things on your skin like tea tree oil and apple cider vinegar. Well, none of that worked. None of that worked at all. I actually had to go back to a plant-based diet, eat nothing but whole foods, eat nothing but raw foods for an extended period of time to finally lose my chronic skin inflammation. And you know what else was really weird was happening? I was getting weird tendonitis, like I was getting tendonitis in my shoulder from using the computer mouse. I was getting tendonitis in my elbows from working out at the gym. And it was random. It didn't make any sense. I wasn't overworking. I wasn't doing things that would cause these types of injuries, but nonetheless, I had really chronic tendonitis in this shoulder from using my mouse on the computer. That isn't normal. You know what that is? That is acidosis in the body. That is the beginning of onset of, like arthritis and joint pains and chronic problems. So I saw the writing on the wall, and losing the joint pain and the skin inflammation was a great blessing. That's a good thing to lose. We all want to lose, our health problems. So it worked for me. Another thing that I lost was my entitlement to exploitation. Because even though I had been eating animal products for about 10 years, I had turned off my conscience. It was too painful for me to look at, to admit. So when I finally turned back on my correct view, my vegan lenses that allowed me to go vegan once again, I really saw my exploitation, my entitlement to exploitation for what it was, saying the only reason I could even eat animal products would be because I have this entitlement. Well, those animals are here for me to use. What's the problem if I eat their eggs or if I eat their cheese? What's the problem if I eat chicken breast? With my lenses on, the correct lenses, the truth lenses on, I saw it for what it is, which is exploitation. So I've really dropped my tolerance for exploitation. And so now it's expanded in all kinds of ways in my life to where I'm not going to exploit anything. I don't want to exploit people. I don't want to exploit animals. I don't want to exploit the environment. I'm much more conscious about what I participate with, what I support in every area of my life, which is an amazing thing. So losing your tolerance for exploitation means that we are just a better contribution to society and to humanity and really making a difference for our world and the future. I mean, that is incredible. Who doesn't want that? Another thing I lost was aimless direction in life. During time when I was an omnivore and not really focused on my health, I was focused on things. I had goals, I had missions, but in comparison, it was completely aimless. I wasn't on track. I wasn't on purpose. I wasn't living into my true mission that I feel I was put here on this earth to express. All my life, I've felt like I've come here to help the planet shift into a higher vibration, away from animal products, away from dense foods, dense thoughts, dense ways of being and thinking that keep us in this limited paradigm and limited vibration. I want us to excel. I want humanity to rocket to the next level, and eating high vibrational foods, expanding our consciousness, being really diligent about our tolerance for exploitation. These are the types of things that can accelerate our awakening. So, my direction in life changed. When I went raw vegan, I decided to work as a coach, as a mentor to people who need support, to offer help to those who need to transition. So I've started my membership, Raw Vegan Heroes, to do that, to help people. I mean, it's the opposite of exploitation, that people can come to the community to get the support and the guidance and the coaching they need as to how to adopt a plant-based diet, how to live on raw foods, how to expand their consciousness and get more connected with their purpose and their mission in life. That is an incredible thing. And what an amazing thing to lose by going raw vegan, just aimlessness, like losing our inability to connect with our purpose. Everybody knows they probably have a purpose in their life somewhere, but how many people actually connect to it? Well, maybe you could drop all that and just bam, instantly connected with your mission and purpose. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, a raw vegan diet did that for me. Let's see, what else? I lost erratic emotional behavior. Like after having a cup of coffee, when you think you need to get that, buzz in the morning or to lift that sleepiness when you're getting out of bed, but instead coffee gives you erratic mental patterns. It gives you erratic ways of thinking that keep you in limited belief systems, keep you in self-doubt and fear and anxiety, because that's the result of all that, is you come back to anxiety, So for me, losing erratic emotional confusion was one of the greatest things that I lost, because bam, it came into clarity. I got so focused, mental clarity, physical clarity, emotional stability. These are the things that started to unfold as the confusion dropped away, as the mental loops and patterns started to just fall away like the layers off of an onion. And as these layers of confusion started to fall away, I am left with just myself standing, who I am, the truth of who I am, with no more confusion, darkness, chaos, fear, anger, and shame swirling around me, because the erratic emotional confusion is really all of that. It's like pain and grief and shame, and it's all of our past, mixed together in our self-doubt, and we question ourselves, and we question our self-worth, and we question the validity. We question whether we even make a difference in the world. We question whether we have a purpose. And then we say, well, it doesn't matter what I do. I can't make a difference anyway. Well, this is the erratic emotional confusion that I'm talking about. When we drop all that, when all that falls away from eating raw foods, a raw vegan diet, high vibrational living foods, you realize how much you matter, how much of a difference you can make, and that your life is so vital and important. You came here for this. You came here to make this difference. You've got to just drop the layers that give you access to the seat of your soul, where your soul anchors into your physical body. This is it right here, the temple of where the spirit anchors into the body. This is our expression point where we can affect the fabric of reality around us. Our thoughts are so powerful. Our thoughts actually create reality. It's proven by science. Even Albert Einstein has been, said that everything is energy and it's all connected, and we just have to match the vibration, and we get exactly what our vibrational match is. It's not philosophy, it is physics. And so that mental confusion is part of that. When we are crystal clear on what we're doing and who we are, we get that match. We get that vibrational match. Amazing to lose that confusion, all that swirling darkness. What else have I lost? I've lost the illusion of our mainstream society narrative. The mainstream society narrative that says we have to eat meat to be healthy, that we have to participate with a slave-based system to be happy, that we have to go along with these Luciferian ideologies out in the world, that we have to pursue self-serving, exploitative type, work practices or environments that, just are serving of the self, serving of the ego, and not in alignment with the betterment of all. So the illusion of our mainstream society is like waking up in the matrix. It's like realizing that it's all an illusion. And yeah, it can be scary to wake up in the matrix, because like in the Matrix movies, when you wake up, what is kind of bleak. I mean, it's a kind of a bleak reality, but you know what? I'll take bleak and real over fake and Luciferian any day. I'm not going to take any of this fake news BS. I'm not going to take any of this fake worshiping of false idols and all the spell binding that goes on in our mainstream media. It puts a spell over us. The junk food puts a spell over us. The chemicals, the toxicity in our diet and lifestyle, the toxicity in the way of thinking that we need to kill animals and put fast food restaurants on the corner of every town across the world. I mean, this type of thinking is an illusion. and none of it's real. And when we wake up to what is real, we're just left with a stripped down version of ourselves. And it can be bleak at first, but it's ultimately liberating. And so losing that illusion is one of the best things that we could possibly get. And the realness, the rawness of living foods gives that to us. There's nowhere to hide. There's no one to fool. There's no story to tell. You're faced with reality. You're faced with your emotions. You're faced with your inmost cave. You are faced with what is real. Raw foods bring it right back to source and center. There's no messing around. So it's one of the best things that I've lost, going to raw foods. And the last thing I wanted to mention, I lost my taste for denatured food. So simple. I lost my taste for denatured food because when I eat the living foods, it really makes me feel alive. And so even though I might have a bite of steamed broccoli or something, or rice when I'm making cooked food dinners for my kids, it doesn't bother me. I'm not pulled to it. I don't think of it as food. I don't crave it. I don't desire it. I want the high vibration. I want to rocket to the next level of ascension for humanity and the planet. And I know what gives that to me. It's the high vibrational living foods, vegan foods, exploiting systems of how our food works, dropping the entitlement of exploitation, dropping the aimlessness, dropping the erratic emotional confusion, and just left with the fact that the raw foods are going to make me feel good. They're going to make me feel so good. And so the denatured foods, cooked foods, animal products just don't call to me. They don't appeal to me. I'm on the next track at this point in my life. Enough of the layers have shed off of me to where I'm really just now focused on the highest, best version of myself possible. And so if you need help, if you need support on your journey, Raw Vegan Heroes, my membership, is the perfect way to get that in your life. It is an amazing community of awakening vegans from all over the world on the journey together to empower each other, to remind each other of what's real, what's important. And you can join and be part of this community for a very, very small fee. I encourage you to go to my website and check it out, rawveganrising.com/membership. The link is also in the description, and you can see how affordable it is to be part of this growing community of raw vegans from all over the world. We do weekly live streams. You get coaching from me. You get motivation. You get inspiration from not only me, but every member in there, because everyone is inspired, awakening, truthful, on their journey, seeking the higher dimension of ascension for all people. And no matter what level the members in Raw Vegan Heroes are at, everyone's at their own level. The energy is its own collective thing. And so it doesn't matter if we're just starting out or if we're really far along on our journey, we're all in it together, and every single person matters. You matter so much that I just want to help. I just want to help you understand how much you matter. And you can join Raw Vegan Heroes to get that daily reminder and inspiration. Much love to all of you. Thank you so much for being on this video. I love you guys immensely. Sending love beams, sending love rays out into the Raw Vegan Rising YouTube community. I hope you guys can feel it. Much love. Blessings to all of you. I'm getting tingles right now. Literally, I'm getting goosebumps because I'm just filling my own vessel up with love and light and positive vibrations and love rays. All right, guys, blessings. I will see you in the next one.
Is this what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better. Is this what you want now? Or is it because you can't forget?